Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me as well. Today is one of the 6 sessions of the mark making workshop, which is really exciting. I'm just going to give it a few more minutes just to see kind of who we've got and everything. But these workshops run every Wednesday from 11 o'clock on Zoom. The Eventbrite link I always post on social media again, so nice and easy to access and purchase tickets from there. We're going to be experimenting with a few kind of collected objects, found objects, anything that you can find around the house, and then some paints and different materials as well. So that should be really good. Now, again, behind me, what you can see is some pieces that people have sent in. So more of like a mail art project, so you can create things at home and interact within this workshop, because it's meant to be very informal, very social, discuss new art making techniques and everything. And then you can send me the works if you want, and then they can feature on this gallery wall or DIY gallery wall that I've got going on here at home. So again, if you'd like to join, then just give me a message or just sign up to the Eventbrite link, and then you can access the information from there. Now today I've got things like household brushes, hair brushes, combs, nail brushes, pastry cutters. I've got a tin can here as well, which is quite cool to use. I've got some bubble wrap. I actually went on a daily walk last week, and I collected some kind of natural objects, you know, twigs, branches, bark, so different things that you can imprint and make a mark and create different textures on the surface with. I've also got some tennis balls and then some sensory balls, just spongy kind of rubbery ones, and I thought again, really different textures to use. I've got a whisk, I've got nail brushes, some plastic cutlery, some more kind of brushes. I've got one of these kind of ones with a handle. I've got some sponges, and I've got some plastic cups as well, and some golf balls as well, which will come in quite handy. Now I've got some extra kind of materials and everything because of a project that I did last summer, which was a project that I did outside using all kind of sporty kind of spherical objects to create different marks on the surface. And I was outside using like basketballs, sensory balls, tennis balls, and different paints, and working on fabrics and large sheets of white card, which is really good. I'm hoping to do a lot more of that as well, hopefully this summer, or now that we're getting the warmer weather, which should be great. But these workshops are kind of a good chance to, you know, join, learn new kind of abstract art making techniques that you wouldn't normally do, and just experiment more with objects and materials and different ideas, and hopefully it gives you more ideas for your own art and your own kind of things that you do. And also it's a good way to kind of loosen up and be free with kind of art making as well, which is again a really fun process. I'm just going to give it a few more minutes, and then I think we're going to get started. But again, if you know anyone that would like to join the workshop, then just send them the link, you know, forward the information on. The more the merrier. Anyone's welcome as well. So even if you don't do art yourself, you know, message me, maybe join for, I don't know, a trial workshop or something. That could be, again, really fun. But all the works behind me are actually sent in by other people. So none of these works behind me are actually my own. Mine are always kept in like a folder and everything, because I think it's quite nice to display works that have been done in the workshop by different people, and then have them on the wall behind me so then they can see their own work in future sessions that we do. Now these workshops are only for a uni project that I'm doing, so they will end on the 30th of June. So we've got about 13 or 14 more sessions until then. So again, every week from Wednesday, 11 till 1. So again, that's really good. Hi, Fiona.
Hi, Holly.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Sorry, I'm a bit late. I was out this morning and got caught with neighbours and I'm here.
Right. I know Liz can't join us today, but Claire might be in, possibly. But I think we should, get started whenever you're ready.
Okay.
What kinds of things have you got today then with you?
So I have got today some netting, which I'm hoping to make some nice patterns with. And I've got, let's see, I've got a pair of glasses that I'm hoping to make some marks with as well. They're broken, so. And I've got this top, which has got like 2 lots of holes and it's got ridges around the side as well. And another sort of circular thing, which I'm hoping to make some kind of nice wee patterns with. I can't hear you, sorry.
I like how the different sizes, and that could be quite interesting, sure.
Yeah, and I also have this piece of plastic and another circular thing as well. So lots of circular things today. I can't hear you, sorry.
And is it from or something?
Some from
packaging.
The packaging is there was from mushrooms, and I've just cut it a bit, and this was from the top of tomato puree. So there's a little nub in there, like the little nub that you get for opening things up, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to kind of make something with that, but I'm not sure whether it'll make the point or not. What have you got today?
Gave me different ideas from our conversation in the workshop. I went on a daily walk and I've collected things like bark and twigs and different things that I can make different textures with.
That's quite different for you.
I've also got my 10-meter roll of newsprint as well that I managed to get from uni, and I've got some sensory bowls as well.
Okay.
They were left in my box at uni, so I couldn't access them, but I managed to collect all of my things last Thursday. So I've got some sensory balls, and I've also got a tin can that I thought, again, playing on the idea of recycling, and it's got like ridges down the side, really interesting marks. You can probably see as well your works behind me on the wall.
Oh my gosh, so it is. It made it.
Packaging, the decorated inside and the message and everything. It was really good. Really.
Oh. Thank you. Well, the next one's on its way. It's packaged a little differently. I can't remember if I even put a message in with it, actually. I can't remember now. But it is packaged differently, so because it is nice to get things through the post, isn't it?
Make things, in kind of virtual space, and then send, it's like a mail out kind of project, and then obviously displaying it next to other people's work that from different workshops, which is great for sure.
Good one. Right, I need to go and change my top because I've got a jumper on because it's been out, but it's actually quite warm today, so
it is definitely.
But yeah, it might be as 20 degrees.
Yeah, that's worth about $500.
It wants it. We got the flat, the house flat, container, it wants it.
See, he was there doing that though, because we need clean, and I'm not taking this to the but the life engineers. That's fine, fine. How many have you got?
Well, there's like, I personally got about 50 or something like that.
Right, okay. Right, I don't think there's 50 there to go, but that's fine.
We said get 100 of the soft ones, so a lot of flumpy ones, and 25 of the hard ones. So the flumpy ones, hard ones are really expensive cards.
Right, okay. You'll need to tell me what ones to do. So when I was clearing, Holly, I found this, which is like a big giant flip chart. Well, it's not a big giant flip chart, it's just a flip chart. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon, I didn't see you there, Claire. Hello. It's all about me, all about me. I'm sorry.
Right. All about me usually.
How are you? Nice to see you.
I'm fine, thanks. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling better. You didn't see me 5 minutes ago. I had on a big jumper, and it's
Oh.
quite warm up here in Scotland today. So I was kind of having blushes like that.
I'll just get my stuff. Sorry, I'm not organized. I'm just in between and that's all. I hope I don't make any mess because I'm just in my cleaner.
Claire, the cleaner before the arch workshop. That's no use.
Yeah, she comes about like 10:30. Well, about she should come about 10:30, but I think she came about 10:15 today.
All right. It was a bit-
And
Do you
I'm
have
not
her once?
organised.
Does she come once a week?
Yeah.
I used to have
Yeah.
a cleaner come once a fortnight, and when I stopped working, I was like, I can't really justify it anymore.
Yeah.
The house is a tip, Claire. Honestly,
Yeah,
don't go to pot without her.
mine is tip as well, so if you can see over there, it's like
Now that's just gentle clutter.
I've got boxes everywhere and stuff like that. So, yeah.
There's boxes of things that need sorted out at some point.
Well, yeah, I try to. The thing is with me, right? Because I work from home. I think I told you last week that the week before that I'm an Amsterdam ambassador. So to work on the computer a lot, and the other thing is I've only got this one table. So like
That's quite tight then, isn't it?
one table is for like eating off and doing stuff on my laptop and working and stuff like that. So when I'm eating, I've got to move on my laptop and stuff to eat and then move it back. But if I had like a separate room where I could like make it an office, then I could like leave my laptop on it and stuff like that, and just have my room as an office with on me and some stuff out. But I've got to put everything back in the cupboard and whatnot, so it's really good because I only live in I've only got one living room, one bedroom, one kitchen and one bathroom, you see, so it's difficult really. I found some
But do you know what? It doesn't matter how much space you've got. You still want more.
Yeah, I found some maybe different cards.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, nice
Um,
one.
I've got some gold and silver cards as well. I've also got some white cards.
Oh, I'm so excited for this big bit of paper.
Oh, more white cards. God's got all the creative stuff here. But shit,
Brilliant. Do you have any pens or anything there, or any paints or anything?
what?
Any pens or any paints? you can use?
Yeah, I've got paint. I've got these paints.
Oh, okay, very good. Yeah.
I've got some gel glues.
Oh, nice.
And I've got some chalk.
Very good.
Where did you get the chalk from, Claire? I swear, there's not a bit of chalk to be had in Edinburgh at the moment.
Well, I did have a big box of thick chalk, but I think I gave it to my two nephews.
Mhm.
So the other week I got this chalk from W.H. Smith's because that's the only place that's open at the moment.
Oh, I should have thought I might put an order in at WH Smith's yesterday. I should have thought to have a look there. Might have
I've
delivered
got
it to me.
PVA glue.
How
I
did
even got some gold glitter paint.
that's interesting? Some metallic paint.
And another glue, but it's like it's white PVA glue with the other one's clear glue. So God, sorry.
Do you need me to go on mute? This is quite noisy.
No, don't worry. It should be okay.
Okay. Maybe you.
Glitter pins. Put these over here. I haven't got anything to mark with though, because it's just that I don't really have anything that I want to use, because everything that I've got that I can think of to mark with is like what I use anyway, and I don't want it to get all painty and stuff like that. So the only thing that I can think of that I've got is a few toothbrushes that maybe, because like the old toothbrushes. We even got some glaze shakers. I can't hear you that well.
No, we can't hear you, Holly.
Have I got any paintbrushes? You say? Yeah, I have. Actually, I have, because I've started doing TikTok. So I bought myself from Amazon and bought myself a face paint, a big face painting kit. It's got like loads of face paints in. So I bought some paintbrushes, but there's a paintbrush in there, but I'll get them in there. I'll just something on that.
Well, you can think about different patterns, different things that you can make to maybe different patterns and create some abstract kind of piece.
You're not very clear today. Can I hear? I mean, I've got a deaf ear anyway, but I can hardly hear what you're saying. They even got googly
It was the same
eyes.
problem last week, Holly, wasn't it?
Yes,
Are you
Yeah,
having the same issues when you're on other Zooms?
no, funnily enough, no, but I think it's possibly because I'm not starting those other meetings.
All right.
Ah, right.
That's
Something
fair. I
to
can
do with
hear
that.
you now. I can hear you now.
You okay, Claire? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now a bit better.
So, well, what you could do maybe is think about different patterns and different colours,
Yeah.
and maybe make some sort of abstract piece. Lines,
I'll get my paintbrushes. Just hang on.
at the moment, I'm just experimenting with waterfall, and it's creating some really interesting on my surface.
I'll just go and get my paintbrushes. And then I'll be back.
I really like the space that the lens of the glasses have made. It's good. It's a good shape.
Are you going to do some mark making with the frame as well?
Well, I've kind of used just one of the frames so far. Whoops, if you can see that.
I like the kind of different lengths of the marks that you've created as well.
Yeah, that the green background came from scraping this. Like I put a line of acrylic across the page, and then I've just moved it about the page with that.
Please.
Surfaces and different
Oh,
backgrounds.
one more. I've got some wool balls. They might be used. And I've got, I just remembered I've got some plastic books.
Have you got any cotton buds?
Oh, yeah, I've got some books too. No, I haven't got some.
Oh, bubble wrap.
Wow. What I've started doing as well at home is collecting packaging and envelopes and things that post comes in. And I was
Mhm.
making some sort of large scale collage using post as kind of the background for it. So that is also something that I've started since conversation last week in the workshop.
Oh, nice one. I can honestly, I can hardly pass a bit of cardboard at the moment.
No, I love seeing your packaging design as well that you sent the mark making things. It was really interesting.
Thank you. It's just like I don't know how to get these to you, and the ones that I've sent today didn't need the same kind of structure, so it's a bit different. But yeah, that packaging was there. I'd saved it from the bucket. I like the kind of body of work that is being developed over the weeks.
Yeah,
and not just like in lots of ways, Holly, your workshops have been an absolute kind of catalyst and pivot for a whole lot of other work that goes on like through the week, you know, and other workshops that I go to. I kind of feel like they begin here, in terms of creativity and freedom of expression and messing about with colors and shapes, and tapping into my inner goddess.
I think this activity just really gets you thinking ways to create, shape. I guess more about the activity and exploring the materials, exploring these different objects as well, which is probably something you wouldn't usually do, or you wouldn't usually make art with them. So again, thinking about different surfaces, recycled packaging objects, I think it's really, really creative and really fun to do, I think, as well. It's very much a practical process, and an experience for everyone else involved, which is really what I would. That's really great that it's helping you with your own work and your own workshops that you do. That's brilliant.
It is amazing. And how did you get on with your walks this week then?
It was really good. Actually, at the weekend I've been doing like a lot more like outdoors kind of things. I've been getting into cycling again. Obviously, during winter we hadn't seen snow, so the bike went in the shed for outdoors, like cycling and walking. And I'll show you the box that I managed to fill last week. There we are.
Oh my word. I've been a complete collector.
Some thin twigs, some stones, some dried leaves, some slightly larger branches as well. So again, a really interesting mix of like natural materials as well. Again, you can use and create different textures and everything with.
And they bring with them a different story as well. We were talking about the stories that the whisk has, or the sieve already has its own history. These things have a completely different story to bring to the project, don't they?
The history of the materials that you use is really kind of interesting, and the idea of creating in different environments. And I was thinking for myself, possibly going physically to that space, maybe going on a walk, taking some materials with me and creating in that environment with that I can find. And again, setting myself a series of like limitations for the activity as well, which could be a really nice experience for myself as well.
What a great idea. What was the name of the lady that was with us last week? Was that Liz?
Yeah, she's one of my tutors at uni, actually.
Is she?
But she runs her own art workshops. I think she mentioned last week about the art doctors.
The art doctors, yes.
She creates a lot of abstract work.
So you've badly got the space here.
Are you okay, Claire?
Awful, yeah. I've just been to get some water from the paint. I found this as well.
A good one.
Shake it if I can get the wood off.
Lots of circles and edges there.
You could maybe use as well.
I just thought, because there's that bit in there with little dots so that you can see it.
Oh, that's impressive.
I don't know what I can do. And then there's that as well.
That could make some nice rings as well.
Cocktail shaker. Right. I just haven't got any room, so I put my other walking frame in. But they're fun.
So I quite like making scale works and using some
I've got a mask as well. I just thought that might bring some good like marks on the piece of paper. Because you just throw these away, don't you? So,
yeah, maybe
so, might use white cards. I've got all this creative stuff for like doing stuff on Zoomers, you know, like creating bits of, I don't know, stuff, you know, for games and stuff. But and then I was actually I did start making my own birthday cards and stuff, but it got too difficult to do because, you know, I was slow at doing stuff. So
how did you last week?
but my audition,
Oh, did you?
it did you mean my audition?
Yes, yeah.
Well, yeah, I did it. It was good. My niece helped me with it on Thursday. No, Wednesday morning, my niece helped me with it because I got the audition on Tuesday, and I got an email saying that there was a job that I could go for, and would I like to audition for it? So I said, yeah. So that's what, so all day Tuesday I was preparing for that, and then on Wednesday morning, my niece rang me and she did the other part for me, and yeah.
What was the audition?
And then my audition was it was for a TV pilot called just realised that I'm in a plate to put my paint in. Yeah, with this TV pilot called Actors, and my character was she was called Pearl, what name, and she was called Pearl, and she was a casting director. But I think I did it wrong because I don't think I read all the requirements properly. But I didn't get the part anyway. So, but I'm putting it down to experience.
You've got to be in it.
That's how you can. That's how you can do. You can just put it down to experience. I'm gonna use a chalk glass to pour my paint into. I don't have anything. I don't use chalk glasses anyway. I don't know where I got them.
The weather is really nice over here as well, so I'm thinking maybe another walk and collecting some more objects or something.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just thought you could collect like leaves and stuff, couldn't you?
Well, what I've done is I've collected some branches and some bark from trees and everything. So
Yeah.
using that
You could even collect. You could even I'm shaking my pen. You can even get those like pine cones.
Oh, yeah, that would be quite nice. Yeah.
Pine cones. Oh gosh, come on this paint there.
Oh, nice.
To do these workshops, that maybe if I do some outside, that could be quite interesting. Given the warmer weather, and also weather dependent, so that could be quite.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to use this paintbrush. I mean, not paintbrush. Toothbrush. I don't know how it's gonna work, but you know, that's the thing with these sessions.
These workshops have really helped me a lot, you know, in terms of ideas and different ways to maybe develop this activity as well.
So what sort of outdoor space do you have round about you that you could use for kind of public workshops?
I mean, I've got quite like a large garden as well that I could use, and I have used in the past. But then for some maybe experimental works that I do on my own, I was thinking maybe different walks and everything, because vast amount of different walks, different spaces that I could go to. Yeah, I was the garden for some future workshops possibly, weather dependent obviously, but that could be quite a nice thing to try out, maybe even just for 1 week or so.
You're not afraid of performance art then, in terms of people seeing you?
I'm try to start making workshops though, because this isn't something that I would have probably thought about doing before lockdown and everything. So I am really glad that I've tried, you know,
Baby, yeah.
I do like the idea of collaboration and working with, you know, different people, working with the audience and everything. It's really good, and also a nice learning tool as well, you know.
Good one. I'm loving this netting stuff that I've got, like from round either lemons or oranges. It's making some really nice fluffy, fuzzy, scrumbly.
Maybe shower cap or something that could be interesting material to use.
You're breaking up again. Can't quite. I'm only catching every third word or so.
I think the shower cap could be something that,
Oh.
as soon as you mentioned netting, that gave me the idea. At first I thought it was a shower cap, so
oh, that's a really good idea. I've got a shower cap through there that I wouldn't mind losing to the process. I got a very beautiful shower cap for my Christmas from one of my friends, which means that the nasty old plastic one can just be used for that very thing. Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, that doesn't really work very well. I thought the toothbrush would work really well, but it doesn't really.
What have you been doing with it?
Not with that paint. I was just like pressing down, maybe trying to pat it, you know, to make different marks, but it's not really doing much. It's basically crap, really. Look at that.
Well, don't sit on the fence with it, all right?
Oh dear. That's the thing with me, I'm like, I've got to think perfect.
It's funny though, things that you think are going to be brilliant and just aren't.
I know.
There was one piece that I was right. Oh, do you know what it was? It was the ball. And I'd seen Holly using the ball to great effect. And I don't know what I was doing differently to Holly, but I was like, oh no, I'm not enjoying it. I don't like that. It's too messy. My hands are messy. It's not making good shapes. No, I'm not using that again. Threw it out, Holly.
You threw it out.
Objects have instant reaction to the marks that have been created, and maybe we expect them to do certain things and they just don't, which is quite
No.
I know it's like my toothbrush, I didn't expect it to do that. I thought it would be like better than that. I don't know how these paints are going to work, but fine. I've been here.
I think in a minute I'm going to start experimenting with taking the bark that I've collected. I'm really excited to see what marks they'll create.
Boom. Oh, that's good. Oh, it's got like the lid acts as a like little mixer.
Oh, that's
It's good. It's good.
paints that you've got there.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Sorry, I get excited with things. And I've got like a biggish paintbrush there. Can you see me all right? Because
Yeah.
I've got light behind me.
Yeah.
I think I've got to wet my brush. The thing that I've got. Oh, what? Yeah, I've got some little sort of shapes here. So maybe I could use them.
Oh, they would be good. What are they? What are they? Are they fabric?
They're like oh, what are they called?
Foam?
Foam, that's it, yeah. They
Gotcha.
look like foam anyway. I get them. Oh, just ignore that, it's my phone. Yeah, they're like little foam flowers and hearts and stuff. Nice.
Right, I'm going to start using some of my collected objects that I got last week as well. So we'll see how they go.
I'm still waiting for a phone call about me jab.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had
Have
it
you
yet.
you've not had one yet?
No,
I had
No.
mine on Friday.
yeah.
Claire.
How was it?
It was all right. I was a bit about 24 hours after the jag, I had a little. I just was really suddenly very, very tired.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I had to go to bed. So I went to bed about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Didn't get up until about 9 o'clock the next day. So I slept about 14 hours or something. But
Right.
that was all. I had a bit of a headache. Nah, it was okay. I just took advantage of the situation and went to bed, Claire. I was quite happy with that.
Yeah, well, I think that's all you got to do. And if you get a headache, you take the paracetamol, don't you?
Yeah. That's exactly what I did. I just took a paracetamol, went to bed, woke up 14 hours later, and I was fine. So
Yeah. I think that's the best thing to do, really, isn't it?
would you have hoped to have had yours by now?
Well, yeah. I mean, even though I hate the word vulnerable, because to me I'm not vulnerable. But yeah, I thought I would have had it by now anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I haven't, so. Ooh, I don't know what I'm doing here, but
I've just made them by kind of rolling it along the surface.
Oh, lovely.
oh my god, that's paint.
Well,
That's quite dotty, isn't it?
I think I made paint too watery.
the idea, when you're using different objects in different orders, it's kind of like a journey of the artwork in a way, because you experiment using what colour, what position. So yeah, no, it's a mix of both improvised and slightly controlled as well. So again,
Yes.
choices, which is interesting.
And it's always funny when you've got your tools in front of you and your paper in front of you, and you're like, do I start with the small marks or do I start with the big marks? What do I do? Look, there you are with your ball again. You make it look so easy.
Just using kind of one finger and just kind of pushing it,
Uh-huh.
I think it's like a box shape, around the surface. Or you could kind of bounce it, but it does get very, very messy.
Yeah, I don't think I've got the space for bouncing the balls here.
Whoa, it looks really good.
How are you?
Oh, it's amazing.
How is your piece doing?
What was that, Holly?
How is your piece doing? I was saying.
What mine?
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah. Oh, God, I better not do that. Putting paint on my table now. Put it over here. I've just dipped a little foam flower into me thing, and I've made like that mark.
Go and hold it up again, Claire.
At
That's
first,
almost watercolour effect.
yeah, well, they are watercolours.
Oh, that'll be why then.
Yeah, I thought I'll just stick it on and take it off. But then I thought, no, I'll just run it a bit round. So I did, but it's not really turned out very good. But anyway, never mind.
This seems to work out.
But yeah, we're just trying things out, aren't we? So I'm going to try this out, I think. This thing. I don't use this, so it's kind of all right because I don't use it. Let's see.
Are they things that you kind of used before, and then obviously you're just using them now for making art?
Yeah. Well, I don't really use the cocktail shaker.
That's interesting. So really, all the things that we're using have got some sort of history. or some sort of meaning behind them, which is really great. And then we're then transforming them and using them as some sort of way to create art and giving them a new purpose, which is really interesting. Especially if you use domestic objects, and they've got a story behind them, which is really interesting to me.
And it's interesting because we're doing messy work with them. This has been my experience, and you're saying I don't use the cocktail shaker. I have gone into the kitchen and looked for things that I don't use or I wouldn't mind losing. You know, if it didn't clean back up again, then it wouldn't be the end of the world. Whereas actually the kitchen instruments that have the most value to me, the most history with me, there's no way they're coming in here to get covered in paint, because you know, my wooden spoon, that's not getting in here, because I love that wooden spoon, and you know, I couldn't possibly make my risotto without it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So it is the kind of almost the unloved instruments that made it from my kitchen into here, and given a new sense of purpose.
Yeah, well, I don't know why I got a cocktail maker really in the first place.
Did you ever make any cocktails with it?
Not really. Well, I went for a stage because I was in drama, and we were making, yeah, that's where I got it, because we were making mocktails.
Oh, okay.
And
So without
yeah, without the alcohol. So we were making these mocktails, and so I thought, well, I'm going to try it. I'm making mocktails. That's how I got one. But yeah, but I have made mocktails. So. And then I thought to myself, I might make some actual cocktails with alcohol in it, but me and my friends were going to make them, but we never did. Just like one of them things really, innit?
I also think it's quite interesting as well, the different objects that we're using, they've got different material qualities as well. So maybe that is again something to think about in relation to domestic space and what we normally associate with it, or than with, shall I say?
I've found that a lot of the things that I'm using for this are man-made, like a lot of plastics, for example, and a lot of cardboards, and more plastics than I would really have, I guess, considered working with. I guess I associate art with organic things and earthy things, and a lot of things that are alive, whereas this feels very much like I'm creating life out of, you know, plastic sort of thing.
Yeah.
Things that I consider to be inanimate have suddenly become quite animate.
Yeah,
I've just discovered I don't really like this paint palette that I've got, because it's not doing what I want it to do. I can't mix it because I get water on it, and then it doesn't want to mix in the mixing palette thing. Quite weird. So I might have to, when the shop's open again, I might have to get some tubes of paint,
yeah, that could be.
which is better, I think, for this sort of thing anyway.
I mean, like tubes of colored paint.
Yeah, like tubes, like I've got my gold paint here.
Okay, yeah.
'Cause it's a lot better than mixing it with water. Because like if you do it with this palette that I've got, it's like you actually paint the picture. You know what I mean? Instead of like doing things like this. So I might try mask. I don't know how, but
A mask.
yeah, me paper mask.
Oh, as in a face mask. Very 2020.
Don't know how I'm going to tap it in paint. Or maybe I might just, because I've used this one, you see, so, and I've got some more, so it doesn't really matter if I get paint on it. Really. But then again, if I got paint on it, right, and I did use it, it might be really nice. Be a creative mess, wouldn't it?
A creative mess, that's what it's going to be.
I'm quite good. Make you a mask. Paint you a mask.
Oh, make the mask the actual canvas. Got you.
Yeah, very good. It's ages painted somewhere. I don't really do it. Ooh. Dab it on.
Oh.
This is really good.
What about using bits of your cocktail shaker? Because I think that this virus has been a bit of a cocktail that none of us were expecting.
Yeah.
And the mask that's supposed to protect us from the toxic cocktail of the virus might be quite a nice thing to use your cocktail shaker for. See if it would make any marks.
Yeah, well, I don't think the holes are gonna make anything. Just where I got some paint on my top thing.
Yeah, I think I'm being a bit messier than usual today. That's saying something, Claire.
You know, I thought to myself, oh God, here we go. Am I gonna get messy? But then when I tried my face paints out the other day, when I was doing my TikTok thing, I didn't really get messy, which was strange because normally I would get messy. I'll get messy with paints. Maybe I'm more careful these days. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe you're just a bit more aware of your materials.
It's like when I was making the other week, I got this for Christmas. I got off my nephew and his girlfriend. I got what's it called? I got a brownie maker kit.
Oh, nice.
And I thought to myself, how am I going to do that? You know, because that's not working.
Is it not?
Am I gonna do that on my own? Because I need somebody with me to help me with it. And when I looked at the date, it was I had to do it by the 2nd of March. So I thought, right, well, my friend will probably be able to come round by then. Anyway, it got to 2nd March and you know, we're still in lockdown. So I thought it needs to be made. So I rang my niece, and she said that she would help me do it. So the other Wednesday, when it was the day, she rang me. Well, she FaceTimed me, and so I had the prop for my kitchen, and we did it together.
Oh, brilliant.
Give me through it. So she would help me. But with that, I thought I'm going to make a really big mess here because it's like chocolate powder and everything, you know. But I didn't. I was just surprised that I didn't make a mess or anything. I'm going to try this. I don't know if it works, but I'm going to try it.
So what have you put on there? I was watching you pouring something in.
Yeah, well, I've put some of my gold paint into there, look. It looks like dog poo.
It does look like dog poo.
Yeah. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and put it through the holes and see if
what
it'll
happens.
go on to the card or whatever. I don't think it will, but here you go. You never know till you do it, do you?
Never know till you try.
I don't think it will, because it's not even going through the holes. Huh?
Is any of it making it onto the paper? Nope.
No. Well,
You need a little bit more liquid.
maybe I might need a bit of water. Full trial never in it, really. I just thought this might work, but I don't think it is. No, not working. Well, it is making some kind of mark on the paper, on the card, but not really. I want it to.
Applaud your experimentation, Claire.
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it?
Oh, I've just remembered, I've got an earbud. Yes, I've forgotten about you.
Yeah, I thought I had some of them, but I don't.
What colour? What do you think? Yes.
Well, it's coming through the holes, but it wasn't coming on paper. That's for the. You know, this gold paint looks good in the bottle, but it doesn't look good on paper. It looks like something the dog did.
I quite often find that with gold, actually. Do you ever use gold leaf, Claire?
No, I don't really paint much.
Right.
I'm actually making mark the lid.
What I might do as well is use some of my newsprint that I've got. I've got a long roll flare of newsprint that I can use.
That's a good idea. What do you mean by newsprint? Newspaper?
That kind of material, yeah. It's just a plain roll of paper, but it's really kind of thin paper to work with. And I got it from Wilko for £2.50, a 10 metre as well, which is bad, I don't think. It's quite thin. Really work on.
I just thought, yeah, I mean, it's probably not what you're talking about, but you could maybe get a roll of wallpaper from Wilko.
Yes, yes.
Like, what's the word? They're like wallpaper that they emboss wallpaper.
Like Anaglypta.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yes, I'd wondered
that.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be fine.
Okay. So
Different surfaces and different things to work with. So at the moment, I'm thinking of some sort of collage background. So this week I'm going to be making hopefully like a collage background of envelopes and different things that I've been collecting, or maybe newspapers could be quite a nice material to work with as well.
yeah,
Magazines or something, something that I guess has a history as well, rather than card as well.
That would be quite good to make a collage background from recycled things, from like, yeah, found things. You might find some found rubbish on your journeys. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, it's so good. I love that orange. I love that orange swirl down there. That vortex is brilliant.
Rings from my.
there's mine.
Oh, that's brilliant, Claire. I like the purple mark that you got at the bottom from the phone shape.
Yeah, that was from the this. From that. I don't know what else to use.
See if we were all together and we'd come together for a workshop with our own wee bits and pieces. We could share each other's. I could say to you, try this, Claire. It's brilliant. Have a wee shot of my netting.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, I'm going to use some of my glitter shakers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, a bit of glue.
The very different colours. I just want some different colours on my thing. Yeah. But I don't have the only paints I've got are the watercolours, and not really like the watercolours. Oh, that's broken. The lids are crap. Some of the lids are broken.
That's annoying.
That you've got, Claire.
Oh. Green and blue.
Do you know what else I find interesting about this kind of way of working, Holly, is when I start off and I put some marks down and I'm like, oh my, that's lovely. I'm really enjoying that. And then as the work progresses and I've added more layers and I've added more colors and there's more shapes, that core shape that I thought was central is still central, but it's not as essential as I thought it was. You know, it's kind of lost and it's become a background framework rather than the forefront of it. And I guess a set of eyes that didn't see it being built up wouldn't necessarily see that particular shape that I think is fundamental as that important to the whole thing.
It's really interesting, you know, adding, you know, gradually more materials and using different objects, and like before, you know, the things that appear on the page within that moment of time gradually become more integrated in the piece because they don't stand out as well as they did when you were doing it, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, and I really like that.
The abstract look of the work as well. Obviously, for me, it's more about the activity and experimentation. But overall, you know, once you finish the piece and start a new one, just looking at it and seeing the different, you know, objects and the journey to create that work again is also really, really interesting.
Yeah. And I find myself, and honestly, Holly, this has never happened to me. I found myself wanting to show these to people, right? Whereas art's been a very kind of just quite a personal process for me in terms of, I don't even bother whether I finish a piece most of the time, you know, it's okay by me. Whereas I find myself wanting to show these people and say, look, I made this mark with this, and this mark with this, and this mark with this.
It's really interesting, I think, you know, developing, you know, different ways to create different marks. I guess over time, our understanding with these objects that we're using as well.
There is one.
And I think as well, you know, depending on how long you've been doing it for and within these workshops, each week you begin to get more and more confident with the objects that you're using as well, which is really interesting. Because I think this activity at first, if you tell someone to be, you know, free and expressive with any of the objects, they can really what they're creating, and they try and. I tend to find that people try and create something with the objects. They want it to look like something.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting approach, you know, in terms of how people interpret the objects and the task, I guess, you know, the task
and the task. I should send you the first piece that I did with you all those weeks ago, and I found it just that very thing very difficult just to do marks, and what I ended up doing was they're abstract, but they are images of cranes, they are images of trees, they are images of birds, and you know, and it took me a little while to kind of go, don't need to be literal, I can be free free to do whatever I want.
I think it is interesting to start doing a new technique or a new process. Just keep piece that you've done as some sort of documentation, and then when you look back at it after, you can kind of have a better understanding of it, and you can be like, oh, I felt more confident with the materials there, or I was trying to do that here, and you can gradually piece together your own journey, I guess, with that.
Yeah. Do you ever go back to a piece?
Ooh, that's a good question. I have done a few times. I don't tend to do it, but there have been a few times where I've looked at something and thought that's got too much white space on it, or I haven't, covered the piece. And for
Yeah.
me,
Wow.
I'm like, it looks a bit there, and I get drawn to the white. I want to fill it. So yeah, sometimes I have pieces, but I do tend not to. But they have
Yeah.
Oh my God. I feel like that. I feel like an artist. I've just done the cotton wool ball. Look at that. The cotton wool
I love
ball.
that. I love that.
why the different colours.
I do.
Very pastely as well, which is quite nice.
Do you tend towards more gentle colours, Claire?
I don't. I like reds and purple and stuff like that. I like bright colours.
Oh, brilliant.
Like the colour, like red that I've got on there today.
Right. I'm just going to wash my hands in between the next piece. Might get myself a coffee as well.
And I always find myself working on, a large surface or a large piece of card. And I think
Yeah,
the bigger the piece, the kind of larger the gestures, that you can make with these materials. I quite like making quite large and expressive marks as well.
yeah, it's good.
Not only that, it's quite
I
interesting.
don't have any nails.
Doing some printing as well, like another printmaking technique as well, which is interesting. Printing with the objects that you're using.
That's quite good actually. Have you tried yellow and purple together? It's quite nice colour.
Yeah, I've tried quite a few different colours, in one work, but I haven't really tried mixing them. But maybe if you try and apply some different colours to the page, then instantly it starts to build up, and it looks really, vibrant.
Yeah,
So yeah, that could be something that you could maybe experiment and try. So
I like doing the painting with the cotton wool ball. Yeah, it's really good. I like it. So I'm a bit excitable.
I think it's always exciting when you get some sort of new objects, or you find new objects to use.
Yeah,
The kind of unknown in terms of what it's going to create, and the suspense of that is, I guess, all part of the experience of the activity and everything. And not only that, before you start mark making, you've got the process of the activity of collecting the objects that you're going to use.
yeah, it's good.
The experience of collecting the objects and the history of those objects, which is something that we were talking about in last week's workshop, again is, I guess, really interesting. If you find, I don't know, like for instance, a toothbrush at home, the history of that material, from the house and the surrounding that it's in, and then where it's come from, to the supermarket.
Yeah.
Again, it's quite interesting.
Ooh. I don't know if it does anything. Oh, it's made some lines. I've just made some lines of mask.
Yeah. And that's really cool, actually, the different kind of like lines.
Properly.
Oh, it's really fun.
Put some glitter on it with glue.
Are you enjoying the activity then, Paul? Is it giving you some new ideas?
Yeah, it's good. It's good fun. I'm enjoying it. It's good fun. I didn't think painting was this much fun.
No. Before I get off by the fact that my understanding of painting was you've got to do a painting or something, it's got to look like something. And that's kind of what put me off, you know, what put me off painting in the past, because
Yeah.
It doesn't anything really, you know, as soon as you find painting, that is a mark piece, so that is a performance.
Yeah, it's positive, isn't it? In a way.
I guess you could think about it this way, where I guess we're all in our different spaces, our different environments, and we are performing with the object. So the painting is the outcome, but the process is the performance. So again, this looking and thinking about what you're making as well, which is interesting.
Look, all creativity is the same, even if it's performance, you know, acting performance or painting or making something like designing clothes or something. It's all the same thing, in it. It's all classed under art.
Yeah, sure.
Even though I'm not really an artist like this. I'm an actor. I'm not, you know what I mean.
That anyone can really participate in as well. You know, anyone can kind of join in, and it's a bit of fun, and it's there's not too much pressure on it needing to be anything or look like anything.
Yeah.
You know, the process and the activity that we're doing as well, which is quite nice. You know, it's something for anyone to really join in, which is really interesting as well.
It's actually nice and therapeutic, isn't it? Doing something like this.
I quite like about this.
Mhm.
Challenges our understanding of art. Playfulness of art and the playfulness of the process.
Yeah.
I think when you get older and I don't know, you're at school, you've got to make a painting and you make a painting of something and it's got to look like something. And
Yeah.
needing to be realistic and needing to look, I guess, I'm not going to say perfect, but look good. Whereas and this gets you thinking about the experimental side of it and the art and what makes it fun. It makes it an enjoyable process because there's not too much.
It's interesting how society values art, though, and images, and what's good art and what's fine art and what's.
Woohoo! That's good. I've just paid the bit of my mask, and I've just printed it on there. Don't know if you can see that.
I can see the lines. Yeah, I can see the, oh my gosh, I love the way that the lines are going straight into your cotton wool.
Yeah, it's good, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's something underwater about that.
Interesting, 'cause ultimately we do.
Well, it is underwater because it's watercolour. Sorry.
What you did there, Claire. I like it.
I've been avoiding my watercolors with this process. I've really stuck with acrylics. Maybe I should play around with the watercolors some.
You know, when the works opens again, I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna actually buy some of these. Right.
Yeah. Are they quite good?
Yeah.
They're
So you
ready-made, aren't they?
Yeah, because you just put them into somewhere like that, and then you just use your paintbrush or whatever. I've just stuck a half on it.
Nice.
I don't know what to do now. Oh, maybe.
I'm starting a different color palette, and I don't know whether to clean my tools or whether to just take whatever is residue into this next color palette.
You know, I saw on TikTok yesterday, there was this woman and she was making floating paintings.
She's making what?
Floating paintings. And what she did was she got a bowl of water. She got a bowl of water, not very deep water, but a bowl of water. And and then she got some chalk, got some difficult chalk, and she was just shaving the chalk off with a knife into the bowl, and she had different colours of chalk. She was shaving into the water, and then what she did is she got a piece of card, just laid the card on top of the water, and just peeled it off.
Peeled it off.
Then it will these different colours.
Oh, that's almost like ink print.
Yeah. But she called it floating paintings.
Oh, that's so nice.
But nice. I'd try that, couldn't I? I love chalk. Chalk days. I love it.
I'm envious your chalk. As I say, I've not actually been able to find chalk anywhere in any of the Poundlands or the local shops that are open.
The way it's this. They haven't. You have it the way it's this, don't you? Oh, I can't say that. Blue. Oh. But the only thing is it breaks easily. Chalk breaks.
I've got some pastel pencils that my dad gave me, and I'm too heavy-handed with them. I just break them all the time.
I do.
Yeah, just press too hard, and oh no, I've not got the delicate touch.
No, I'm always, oh wow, that's nice. I'm putting blue crayon, my blue chalk on my cotton wool thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, on the yellow and purple cotton wool. And it's really nice, look at that.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Such good techniques. Such
Yeah.
great techniques.
Ah.
And you started off going, oh, I've nothing to work with.
It's
And
funny,
nothing here.
funny what you find. Because you look at things and you think, oh, that won't do much. But then when you use it, you think, wow, I can't
Yeah.
believe that it's done that. Oh, Holly, how was your presentation?
Oh, it was really good. Oh yes, you weren't here last week.
Yeah, I wasn't.
It went really well. Yeah, it was really good. It lasted for, because we were in a group, it actually lasted for over 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
It went really good. I got some really good feedback, and again, you know, new ideas and different ways to kind of develop my stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
This afternoon, I'm gonna do some more like notes for like different ideas, because from these workshops you get a lot of ideas, you know, generating around in my head and different ways to take the project. So again, I think sometimes the system in terms of like planning is quite good, even, you know, with it being such an experimental project, like, you can take it in different directions. It's quite handy.
It's always good when things go to plan, innit?
Yeah, definitely.
Or something like that, yeah.
So Liz that was on last week, Holly, did you say that she is at the uni, as in studying at uni, or does she work at the uni?
Yeah, she works there.
She works there. Is she a lecturer?
Yeah. Kind of like once this year. Normally she does the final year, so I should imagine that I will have her next year.
Oh, how nice. Already got a bit of a relationship with her then, that's good.
So are you not using them now?
When we're going back actually, Claire, on the 19th of April.
Oh yeah. That's when I've got my hair appointment.
I've got one at the end of April actually. I've put mine in already. But we're going back on the 19th, and then we've got a 3-week rotation, so 1 week at each level, just so we're not all in at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's good, yeah.
Got the equivalent.
Wonder what I do.
What's it called?
I might
Using a shot glass.
because I've got that like go poo in my glass. I'm gonna sprinkle some green or blue or even pink into it and see what that comes out like.
Or maybe the metallic paint that you've got, you could maybe take some rings using circles around the piece as well.
That's horrible.
Do you know what I forget to do sometimes as well? Is to turn something the other way around. The way you hold it in your hand makes a big difference as to the mark that you make. And every now and again, I'm like, oh, what happens if I turn it that way, or I turn it inside out or back to front?
That has also kind of interested me as well, you know, when you're doing this kind of activity and creating it on different angles and different kind of different each time. It's often interesting, you know, which way, if someone asks you which way is the top or which is the bottom, you know.
Yes. Did you notice on some of the pieces I was like, it goes this way up?
Yeah.
And there was a bit of me going, do you know what? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Holly doesn't need you to tell her which way to put this picture up. She'll put it up in the way that it works for her. And then I was like, no, it needs to go up this way.
I think it's interesting, you know, the way that, you know, the creator of the piece looks at it, and then the way that someone else could look at it as well is and really, really interesting to think about that.
And that's what Liz was talking about last week in terms of art as a therapy, art as a healing process, that ability to talk to people about what you're looking at and what you feel is being expressed and how that makes you feel. I'm so missing looking at art in company.
I think it's the experience of being able to go to a gallery, you know, and kind of be physically involved with that space. You know, it's you know, much more, you know, worthwhile than doing something, you know, on the internet. You know, you can almost kind of see the textures and you can be really have like a really close relationship with the work, but then on the internet, you know, there's so many different factors that influence the appearance of the work and how you view the work as well.
Yeah.
So much in being in a physical kind of gallery space or gallery setting.
Don't like new things.
I've also been to a couple of Zoom lectures about art and the curation of art and who decides what we look at and who decides what is good. And one specifically last night, which was hugely inspiring and motivating in terms of thinking about this, was the decolonialization of art and how a lot of our European, Western, white-centered art is considered important and high and the way forward, when in fact it actually excludes a great deal of important, relevant and cultural art. And who makes those decisions? Who decides what's important art, what makes it into our museums? And see this piece that I've been working on. There's a brush and there's been netting and there's been a card. And I started off with a piece of blue background that I had created a couple of weeks ago, but it's all pretty linear. It's all pretty one directional. And I don't know whether to spoil the flow of the direction or whether to just keep going in this kind of almost up and down fashion. There is some movement in the back because the initial piece was coloured differently.
The director of
In a different bush now.
Mm.
Good now.
depending on what kind of objects I use, you know, especially if I use like a comb or a palette knife or something, I always find the marks look very uniform, you know, very precise.
Yeah.
And then I often, after that, decide to then make it the way I'm applying the kind of the paint or the material, whatever. I tend to do that. So I do like the abstraction and the kind of the busyness. It does interest me with the busyness of the pieces that have been created and the different marks in it. I also like the idea that when we're creating, we're kind of, with the help of the objects, bringing the work to life because we're applying different layers and everything. And I always tend to look at this activity from a performance kind of point of view, because this is really how it stemmed, you know, from performative works and performing with originally just the body and materials, and then it's developed objects and then mark making and different textures. So I often tend to look at things like this from a performance kind of view, and then how that live event is then documented in the presentation somewhere.
Right.
Within a live kind of setting, and what it means to do something in person versus online, and then what it means to view the video or view this workshop as an outsider after the event has happened. How does that make you feel, and what is your experience with the are you more involved or less involved? So again, we're really interesting and really kind of diverse activity, I think, in terms of my own interests as well as works that I've been creating in the past.
So when you do something outside and it's performance, would you record that? Yeah. And how do you work? Do you then collaborate with other artists and that becomes their work as well as your work? How does?
When I've been doing these kinds of workshops, whether they've been taught workshops or very informal and like a creative space like these ones, I was planning on actually doing a live painting event and with a group of artists and kind of collaborating with them in one space, but then obviously due to lockdown and COVID, that hasn't been possible. But that is actually what we were talking about, some sort of outdoor projects. With some artists, different people that would just like to get involved. A live painting event and working on such a big scale really does interest me as well. And the idea that there's different people who can make different kind of artist decisions, and everyone the work looks like, and the with different people in one space working on one thing, you know, the conversations that you can have, the interaction in whatever way, really was interesting, and that is what we found that COVID it wasn't possible, well, not yet anyway.
It'll come, Holly. It'll come.
No, I hope so. I do hope so, because it could be a really exciting project, and again, a new way to develop this kind of process of a workshop and a collaboration with the audience and whatever.
And it's interesting because that kind of process, that kind of collaborative art work then becomes in an environment like today, it becomes quite a political statement and quite a political movement, because we're not supposed to gather together, we're not supposed to be in close space with one another. So that notion of creating art together then it becomes like a bit of a kind of counter culture, yeah.
Apparently there was there was a group of students in Williams Park yesterday, and they were having a party.
Oh. God, do you remember what they felt like?
But they're not supposed to do that, because you're supposed to only have a rule of 6 people, aren't you? And they didn't have any masks on, or they weren't such a distance.
It's very difficult, Claire. I mean, it's not difficult. We're not supposed to do it. End of. It's not that. That's it. Not difficult. But there's also a bit of me going, I'm 57 years old. I've been to my fair share of parties, and I've had my fair share of 18th and 21st and weddings and christenings and any goddamn reason because it's Friday night or it's Halloween or it's whatever. And I feel for young people who are, just coming out there and getting on with it and being told, actually, you just need to put your whole party life on hold for an indefinite period of time. I think that if I was 18 or 20 or 25, I would be breaking the rules by now, Claire.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you've got partner. I mean, I like partying, sometimes, even though I'm like 44, but I do like partying, and I do go out at nights when I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I
I am so missing being out with people, at gigs and just missing. I'm missing so much with being with people, and like I say, I can afford to put my life on hold for a couple of years, Claire. I've been there, done that. However, that said, it is naughty. They're not supposed to be doing it.
Yeah. You can see where they come from though, can't you? But
So you want to find that on some what do you think of this then?
Oh my word. Wait, hold it
Well.
up still,
I've cut it about 1.5 meters in from here. I've got a lot of different colours and the kind of the motion of the marks as well, the idea of like the movement and the journey from, I guess, one side of the piece to the other as well.
There's a kind of, oops, I just knocked over there. There's a kind of completeness to it. There's something about it feels held, Holly.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's me, applying the paint and feeling the need to cover each corner of the wear.
Yeah.
And I guess the lack of white space. I think it's quite interesting as well for this piece. So.
Yeah, everything's there. It's almost like a set of cupped hands that's holding everything together. It's really pretty. I love the vibrancy of the yellow and the orange and the red. There seems like a kind of inner wisdom there, an inner strength, a core. Oh, it's beautiful. What do you use to get the kind of liney bits, the jaggy bits? By your left hand there. I'm pointing as if that makes a difference. Opposite side to the turquoise, closest to you.
Sorry, yeah, I use this comb here.
Ah, right, you've got a nice flat comb, yes.
And you can see from holding it up, you can see gradually all the colours kind of dripping.
Dripping right together. And is that acrylics that you're using there?
Paint. So yeah, ready mixed paint, ready to use and everything. Which again kind of works really well, the kind of the fluidity of it works really well when kind of applying it to the surface and the materials and everything. I think well, for something like this, if you sort of
You're cutting out it quite badly at the moment. So when you're working on something big like this?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I was saying before, if say rather than working on a surface on the table, if you decide to take that surface or that material onto the wall and then start applying gradually, because obviously the orientation and the location of it, gradually, like you've seen on my piece just now, the colours start to blend and drip and change over time. The idea of changing state or changing appearance over time kind of links to this idea of the activity and over time using objects in these different layers that we're doing.
See, I really like that. And that big piece of paper that I was working on comes from a flip chart. That it's like a portable flip chart. So I could create almost an easel and then base that on my table here, so that I was working not quite vertically, but certainly on a tilt. So I could kind of use that. Because initially when you started talking, I was like, oh no, I can't do that in here. I've got a carpet down here, Olive, for goodness sake, what are you thinking? But actually, no, I could do that, and it would, yeah, I'm going to try that out. Perhaps that's what I'm going to bring to the table literally next week.
Next week, I'm hoping to have my kind of collage background using either packaging or collector kind of posts that I get, envelopes and things. I'm hoping to have some sort of large scale I'm going to make, and I'm not going to add them to something. I'm going to maybe tape them together or sew them together or something.
Okay.
The surface is quite irregular. I'm not going to stick them onto an A1 piece of card. I think the shape of the surface is quite important, as well as the activity.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. Bring some similar things.
Have you ever put glue on paint?
What are you on about? Sorry, Claire.
Have you ever put glue on paint? Glue on paint, it spreads.
Yeah.
When it dries.
Sorry, I just realised that it spreads it.
I've done it accidentally, but yes, I have done it. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Right, ladies, I'm gonna have to go. I've got a 1 o'clock appointment.
Put the screen on for me, Matt.
That is love. Let me hang on. I'm switching you to active speaker. Go and speak, Claire.
I've just put my string on from the mat. I've stuck it on, but I've painted over it as well. Don't know if you can see that.
I just love it. It's so, there's something delicate about it, but it's also like pretty robust at the same time. It's like it's demanding your attention. Yeah, it kind of draws you in, Claire. I'm loving that.
Well, the glue isn't very good. It's not really good.
Why not sprinkle something on top of it? Maybe crush some of your chalk on top of it.
Yeah, I could do. No, it doesn't dry very good.
Depends on your glue, I suppose.
Yeah. Like very watery blue as well.
Okay,
Would you send me some photographs or something?
yes, I will. I'll send you some photographs and I'll I don't know what you're going to do with them all. It's really lovely to see my piece on the wall there. But you're more than welcome. Maybe not the blue one. I'll just show you the blue one, but I don't know that I'll be sending the blue one.
Oh,
Like that. I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
So that one was started off a while back, but yeah. I'll send you a photograph of it anyway, Holly, and I'll send other stuff on as well. Thank you for your company, Claire. Thank you for your company, Holly.
Yeah.
Thank you for your instruction, Holly.
See you later. Bye.
are you
Right.
enjoying the activity then, Claire? Are you having fun with the materials?
Yeah, it's good. I just wish I had more to work with. That's
What we're doing is this workshop that I've done, I'll be recording it and I'll put it on YouTube as well. So if you want to maybe at a later day watch it back and everything, then you're more than welcome to do that as well.
yeah. Yeah.
I think I better be going for my lunch now. Actually,
Yeah, I'm getting a bit hungry as well. I better tidy up and stuff. I'll take a picture of this and send it to you. If you want.
really good. If you
So,
can photograph or something on the Facebook or something, just take a photograph of your piece and send it to me.
yeah, well, I'll take it now and then.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm just gonna stop.
Okay.